We're going to explore the 4 secrets that Warren Buffett would use if he was shopping for his primary residence. So Warren Buffett's co-founding partner, Charlie Munger, if you're familiar, I am because I'm a huge nerd for business, had over 100 different mental models that he used when he was determining how they went about making investments in Berkshire Hathaway. And I swear this relates, so please stick with me. So one of my absolute favorites of these mental models is if you can find a way to guarantee the opposite, because we as humans we're more motivated by fear than we are by incentive. If we can use that fear to understand how we could guarantee an outcome that we do not want, then by doing the opposite, we can inversely guarantee an outcome that we do want. So how this applies to picking out the right home. You want to guarantee, these are the 4 ways that you can guarantee you get the wrong home, you have a horrible experience doing it, and inversely, how you can get the right home, you can have a great experience doing it, and it will be a great investment for you. The focus is not investing though, so if you're like, I'm not an investor, stick with me. Promise this will all apply to everyone, and hopefully it'll help you out. The first one, if you want to have a terrible experience in finding a home and purchasing a home, then make sure that you're only looking at homes that are out of your budget, homes that you can't afford. Preferably, if you really want to guarantee that you have a terrible experience, then look at homes that you could never afford and get emotionally attached to them, so it's the only thing that you want. Obviously, the inverse of that would be figure out what your budget is. And then when we look at homes, we can make sure we're looking at homes that are what you want, you could actually get, and you're not going to get emotionally attached to something that just doesn't work for your budget. Because the budget, again, you want a great home that you're going to love and that you don't worry about the payment. So, or if you're paying cash, you don't want to shop outside of what you can reasonably do with the cash that you have. So, number 1, budget. Make sure that you get the pre-approval. I have wonderful lenders I work with, some of the absolute best in the business. I have other realtors that ask me all the time for who I work with because they are such an absolute joy to work with. So if that is something that you need, please reach out. All my contact info down in the description below. The second one, if you wanted to guarantee you get a house you absolutely hate, then get it in a location that you don't like, preferably one you don't feel safe in. You would probably also want to get it in an area where the values are going down and it's not a sound investment. And you might also want to get it somewhere that just doesn't have anything that you ever use anywhere near it, and it's an inconvenient location, because I guarantee you that would make it a terrible home to buy. So again, inversely, if you want to get the right home, what you're going to do instead is figure out what are the things that are important to you. To me, I have a very active lifestyle. I have a dog. So things that are important to me are going to be a dog park nearby. I'm very social, so probably some bars. I'd like to have people my age near me and that I can go out and see at the bars. And also so I can have friends nearby that I could go out to bars or go to the dog park with or do things with. I'm also very active, so I need a place I can go hiking. And I also need a really, really good gym because I like to lift. So those are the things that are important to me. You fill in the blank for whatever it is that would be important to you. Make sure those things are gonna be nearby. Personally, I use Instacart. So not a sponsor. If you're watching Instacart, I'd be happy to get a check for the shameless plug though. I use Instacart, so I don't need anything nearby. I don't care that, like, currently I have the nearest Costco, I think is 25 minutes away. That, if I was going there every week, super inconvenient, but I'm not. So again, for your lifestyle, you got to figure out what do you need nearby. And that actually brings us into the third one. So the third one is, if you want to guarantee it's a house you hate, make sure it just doesn't fit your lifestyle. Make sure that you don't get enough space, or you get way too much space, or maybe you get a yard that's way too much to take care of. Whatever your lifestyle is, if you like to travel, get a yard that's really, really involved and expensive to take care of. If you are someone that has a dog, make sure there's nowhere you can take out your dog to. Whatever it is for you, if you want to guarantee it's a house you hate, make sure it just doesn't fit your lifestyle. And so obviously, inversely, we want to figure out what are those things that are important for your lifestyle. If you're in a season of life where you want to be going out to bars and meeting people, don't live 45 minutes away from the bars. If you're in a season of life where you want a very quiet place where you can raise your family, then make sure it's going to be a neighborhood in an area that fits that lifestyle. If there's certain things like karate or jujitsu or hiking or cycling, like whatever it is, whatever those interests are for you, make sure that those are things that are available. And it sounds pretty obvious, but again, these are things that you got to make sure you take into consideration, because I can't tell you how many times people completely forget about this stuff, and I know you're too smart to be one of them. So the fourth and the final one, if you want to guarantee that you have a terrible experience finding the right home, then you need to make sure you get the wrong team. You want to get someone who's an inexperienced agent, has no idea what they're talking about. You want to make sure that it's someone that doesn't really know the inventory or the areas. You want to make sure it's someone that can't make any good recommendations or tell you why one house might be better than another in terms of the total monthly cost to you, the risk in terms of what in the life cycle of that home are large ticket items that could go out. You want to make sure that you know as little as possible and that your team knows as little as possible too. So you also want a lender doesn't know their stuff. They are not going to know programs that you could take advantage of to help you save $20,000, $30,000. And you also want to make sure, honestly, the best way to guarantee it too is you want to get realtors and lenders that are a nightmare to deal with, so that even if you do find a house that would be perfect, the agents on the other side don't want to work with them and will discourage their sellers from accepting an offer. Because if it's someone that's not likable to begin with, then guess what? That's going to show up when they talk to the agent on the other end of the line. And I can tell you that I've gotten some of my offers that I put in for clients accepted because I was professional, I was very easy to deal with, and it showed through, and it showed that I knew what I was doing. And so my clients actually I had one last week. The sellers told my client that the listing broker recommended our offer because it was clear that I was on top of my stuff throughout the entire process. So again, inversely, make sure you get a team that is strong. Make sure you have a realtor that knows their stuff. Make sure that you have a lender that is able to communicate well, not only with you, but also then with the realtor and everyone else that's involved, and that they're on top of their stuff, because it's going to make your entire experience much better. Make sure you get in the right home at the right time. You have a great experience doing it, and that you absolutely love your new home. So if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know absolutely everything there is to know about living in Charlotte, North Carolina, then please subscribe down below. Join our tribe of new construction nerds. I absolutely love real estate. I love Charlotte, and I love you for joining us this evening, or whatever time it is when you happen to be watching this. I'm gonna go get some tacos at Taco El Nevado. Absolutely amazing spot if you need tacos. It's on the south side of Charlotte. Highly recommend. It's kind of near city center. It's not too far away, maybe 10-15 minutes. So highly recommend this place. Amazing food. So until next time, as always, hope to show you around town. And again, if you're looking to buy or sell in Charlotte, North Carolina, all my info is down in the description below. Look forward to working with all of you, and make it a great day.